Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. And I know it's been a long time since I made a video, and I apologise, it's been about 3 months or something crazy like that. But this wasn't even the video I was planning on making. I had 2 videos lined up that I was going to make, and now it seems like I just thought, you know what, maybe I should make this video instead, because I saw Charlie make a video on don't give up on your dreams, and I think that's a great message, so I want to kind of do a video response and give my own thoughts on that. And as well, I want to say the other part of this video is basically me talking about dare to be different. I'm going to start off with that one because that is basically one of the things I wanted to say. One of my messages in this video, apart from don't give up on your dreams, well, dare to be different. There's a great video which I'm going to put a link to in the description below. It's basically like, it's the crazy ones who change the world, you know? The people who think outside the box and don't fit in with the status quo. You know, they don't care for the status quo, you know, what everybody else is doing. I like the people who are unique, who are different. You know, they bring something new to the table, because at the end of the day, a lot of people in this world are the exact same because they're too afraid to be different than anybody else. You know, everybody's like, I've got to be, you know, in this trend. I've got to be, you know, I want to be cool, so I'm going to wear these same things that this person does and do the same things that this person does. I don't care about that. That's the truth, and I don't see why so many people care about it. You know, why should you care? Why don't you just do what you want to do? So what, you don't have these new shoes, you know, that everybody's got, you know, because it's, you know, the cool thing to have. Be different, you know, don't be afraid to be different. Dare to be different, which is what a saying that I love, you know. Don't be afraid to be some crazy guy, because at the end of the day, if you're different than everybody else, that's going to make you stand out. And put it this way, if they had a line of people in a queue, and 99.9% of them were exactly the same, wearing the same shoes, the same trousers or pants, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you are, t-shirt, say like a hat or something, and glasses, and then you had this one guy who came in just wearing something completely different, who do you think I would actually go to? That one guy. Why? Because he's different, he's not afraid to be different, he stands out, you know, he's unique. He or she, depending. Doesn't matter. Okay? That is the thing that draws people in, you know. Everybody seems to be like a carbon copy of each other in this world, so it's nice to have a bit of originality. And it's nice to have people who don't care about being, you know, a member of the status quo. They don't care about, you know, following these certain trends, and they just want to do what they want to do. And I like that, you know. When I was younger, I thought, you know, I was probably like the last person to get one of these, whatever it was, these cool things, you know. You know, and eventually I'm just like, why am I doing this? Why should I just follow the, you know, be a herd, a sheep, you know, following somebody? At the end of the day, that ain't gonna get you anywhere. You know, in this world you need to stand out. If you want to sell yourself to an employer, or you want to sell yourself to anybody, because in this world we are selling ourselves all the time, whether it be, you know, to try and make a friend, to try and get a new job, whatever the case is, you know, we have to sell ourselves, and we have to be unique and different than everybody else. Imagine if everybody walked down the street looking the exact same. How incredibly boring would that be? I don't know, I think I would just gave up on the human race. Because there's no originality, there will be no, you know, uniqueness about anybody. Everybody would be the exact same, and it'd be so boring. You know? And it's so uninspiring. That's why I'm just saying, don't be afraid to be different. You know, if people just treat you like some wacko kid, you know, who cares? You know, do what you want to do, and don't be afraid to, you know, try something new. Don't be afraid to be different, basically, is what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to draw you in. You know, you're probably going to make more friends than the other people who are just following the new trend, you know? At least that's what I think, anyway. Be different. Because God knows that we need it in this world. We need people to be different, you know? Why should everybody have to follow the same pattern of, well, I've got to get this and I've got to get that because this guy has that or she has this, you know? No. No, I'm just saying, no, enough is enough, and do what you want to do. I know I keep repeating myself, but still, the message deserves to be repeated, basically. Dare to be different. Be unique. Be you. Do what you want to do. Don't just follow the herd. Now, my other part of this video is... oh yeah, and don't care what other people think of you, you know, well, I mean, do, but I mean, you know, do what you want to do. Don't, if somebody puts you down saying, oh, you look stupid or weird or something, and that's what you truly want to do, just ignore them. That's the best thing to do. If you want to be different, but you're too afraid of what other people will think of you, don't worry about it, you know? Just be different and screw them. Because at the end of the day, they're the people who are just following the herd, you know, being the exact same as everybody else, and you're the one that's being different, and so I commend you for that. And so the other part of this video is, if you have a dream out there and you truly believe that, you know, you want to follow it until the bitter end, until the very end, where at the end you can just be like, you know what, I took a chance and I followed my dream and I look where I ended up, you know? Because if you don't take that chance, you'll never know what could have been. And you don't want to be 60 years old and thinking, damn, I wish I did that, or I wish I tried to do that. I really wish I tried to, you know, fulfill my dreams. You know? If you truly have a dream, go for it. You know? Don't hold anything back. Screw what the haters think. You know? Because they're just trying to put you down. But one day, if you truly believe in your dream and you truly want to succeed, you know, at the end of the day, you can look them in the face when you've accomplished your dream and say, you didn't think I'd make it, but guess what? I did. You know? That must be one of the greatest feelings. And people are going to put you down. That's just the way people are, you know, in this world, sadly enough, you know. And there's always going to be obstacles and things in your way, but don't let that stop you from accomplishing your good dreams and your goals. Because you might only have one shot. I don't know, you know, anybody who believes in reincarnation or anything, then maybe we have more than one shot. But at the end of the day, in this life, in this one life, you have one shot to make it. You know, you can either just give up now, go, now I don't want to follow my dreams, I can just be working, no offense to anybody here, so I could just be working at, you know, a checkout or in a warehouse or something, you know. But if that's, you know, you don't want to be doing that. You should follow your dreams. You know what? At least, even if you fail, you can say that you tried. You know, whereas I'd rather try and fail at something that I've always wanted to do than not try at all. You know? Because the worst thing you can possibly do is not try at all. Thank you for listening. That has been my message. If I have any, you know, additional things I want to say, I'll put it in the description, along with a video called Dare to be Different. This wasn't the video I was planning on making, but I think it's turned out to be a pretty good one. I don't know about you. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Thank you for listening. Peace.